All right. Bills time. Obviously, it's the Bills' turn to go through the whole mini origin roster experience. I'm giving this to Tyree Jackson. I don't really care. I'm gonna go through the training camp stuff, and then I'll go through the depth chart and everything as I'm resorting it. So I'll go through like players that are suddenly here, players that come back, and obviously there's gonna be some discrepancies with overalls because I made this roster preseason, so if there's some guys that are a couple points higher or lower than what they obviously are in game now, that's just because of that. I'm kind of tempted as this goes on to maybe with some of the later teams that I've made earlier, because there's some like I think the Cardinals one in particular where a lot of guys are going to be way shifted around. So there's consideration for me to fix that, so to speak, before I start. Go in, adjust guys' overalls, tweak them, make sure they're correct for what the game has them at now. But obviously, that's even still. Usually, those are like 1, 2, 3 point maybe at most differences. But for now, there's so few and so small. The only ones that would be maybe there would be, I don't know if Gabe Davis's overall has dropped. That one would maybe be one that's pretty significant. Maybe Khalil Shakir's has gone up a little bit, which would be kind of significant, but eh. But yeah, overall, it's not that big of a deal. As we get to pocket presence with Josh Allen. I didn't get sacked. That one hit me? We gotta restart. Oh, wait, I should stop throwing bullets. That's part of the problem. And I should throw from further back. Yeah, I remember how to play this. You just throw a high pass and you lob it from towards the back. Uh-oh. And that's gold. Uh-oh. Ooh, 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 uh-oh. Ooh, I'm still a little bit sick. So as we're doing this, I'm probably going to mute for when the preseason games are going on. But obviously I only play those as long as the starters are in. So, um, yeah, when the starters go out, I go out. Here's the real question. What do we do about the running back room? Like, obviously, a Frank Gore Jr. is a practice squad guy. A Raheem Blackshear is a guy. Now, he's high enough overall that you'd think, oh, practice squad, but he's 25, and Frank Gore's 22. Like, I think if it comes down to keeping one of these guys off the team, there's a good chance I cut Raheem Blackshear and have Frank Gore go on the practice squad. But yeah, Ray Davis, a guy that I want to develop, but I don't know how much I'm going to end up getting to use him because of Zach Moss being a power back, Devin Singletary being a very serviceable change of pace back, actually really a pretty good change of pace back. I think his overall's dropped like 1 or maybe 2. He's dropped down to maybe 79. Um, but and James Cook might have gone up 1 or 2. But James Cook is obviously going to be the starter. Um, I don't know if I'm going to commit to having. Oh my gosh, stick drift. That's lovely. Hold on. let's just restart there. Let me rotate my right stick a little bit. It's a little drifty. It's starting to get there with the whole driftiness that makes it unplayable, but we're not there yet. It still works. Just got to remind it that it works sometimes. Yeah, I'm not going to commit to Singletary being the third down back. Because I like my third down back to be fast, and James Cook is obviously much faster than Singletary, but Singletary does offer, I believe, better receiving stats. I don't know if he's actually a better receiver in real life, but I know in game, I believe in game he has better route running and catching. The one thing he definitely had over Cook last year was that he didn't fumble and James Cook did. But this year, it's kind of been flipped on its head because I don't think James Cook has a fumble, but Singletary has like 3. So that's fun. Also, Singletary's been hurt now. He didn't play this week, but figured that would open the door for Eric Gray. So when I get to the Giants, maybe they don't have just Saquon and nothing else, but we'll see. Yeah, when I get to the Giants, that might be one of my the Browns and the Giants are gonna be 2 of my favorite teams to use, simply because they are built exactly how I want to play the game. Like they are built like run the ball. That's all they want to do is run the ball. And the Giants maybe not necessarily are built to run the ball, but they have a great running back and a questionable depth receiver room and a quarterback who I don't trust. But boy, do they have a running back. But Bills, on the other hand, I don't know how I'm going to play this. Because obviously the Bills have their most success when they're a consistent mixed attack, ground and air. But, sometimes the Josh Allen just takes over and you just want to use Josh Allen. And it's just it kind of takes over. So we'll see. I'm going to give this to Shakir. Because the ideal receiving core for this team by the end of the season is Khalil Shakir, Gabe Davis, and the rookie they drafted. I forget his name already. But I know his name. I know who he is. I just can't remember his name off the top of my head at the moment. Keon Coleman. Is he related to Corey Coleman? Hope not. But yeah, the talent in this receiver room currently is aging, and that's not what you like to see. You like to see youth in the talent. But that's also a very glaring issue at DB, which we will get to. We will get to the defensive back room, and we will see the glaring issue there. I'm not going to change the offensive or defensive scheme because they fit. I don't know how perfectly they fit, but they technically fit what we have. 4-3 style defense, offense. I'm gonna try my best to never touch any offense. Like I don't want to be making the schemes all different just because I want it to fit what I think it would be. Like offensively, I'm going to use each team's offensive playbook. Like whatever their offensive playbook is, that's what I'm using. Even if I don't like it. I'm going to be honest, I don't really like the Bengals playbook, but I just spent an entire season using it. And it's pretty decently designed for what they want to do, which is kind of just air it out and say screw it to the run game. But yeah, I'm not messing with playbook stuff offensively. Defensively, obviously, if they're 4-3, I use the 4-3 playbook I made that has all the sets in it. And then we haven't had one yet. 'Cause here's what I do. When I make the team, as I'm going through their defense and setting that up, I actually go in and do the math and see whether they'd be a better overall as a 4-3 or a 3-4. I believe the first team that's better is the Buccaneers as a 3-4. I think they're the first one that where the number was. I think the number was the same, but there was a worse player put on the field in uh, 4-3 that was avoided by going 3-4. So that's something that matters. Do we go Spencer Brown or Osiris Torrance? Because we want Osiris Torrance to start. We're gonna go Osiris Torrance. We can focus train Spencer Brown until he gets up to 80, which we probably will. But Osiris Torrance, we need starting and developing and all that jazz. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Okay, I guess I don't have to get that one because it bounced away. It's still floating real slow. Okay, I got another one to bounce off of the ball. That's interesting that can happen. Oh, come on. Come on. I don't have time. I don't have time to get that one. Ooh, come on. Okay, we got gold. Alright, Osiris Torrance. Take your development trait and get out of here. Alright, trench battle. Who do we give this to? I could give it to an Ed Oliver. I know I haven't given any of these to an 80 plus. I gave the running back one to an 81 guy. But I definitely can. It's just that oftentimes the guy who needs it the most is not the higher overall guy, it's the lower overall guy. Because especially when it comes to defensive stuff, I'd rather have no glaring weakness and not be elite anywhere than have an incredibly glaring weakness and be elite in one other spot. If that makes sense. Also, I'm really glad that they fixed it so you can actually use a move through all 5 guys as opposed to having to, engage and run around for some of them because you weren't allowed to actually use the stick to do a move. Attaboy, Epinesa. Getting back there, doing your thing. Bull rush this guy. Bull rush this guy too. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Ooh, wrong way. Bull rush this guy. You can't. Just disengage and make the sack then. Alright, that's good. Oh, excuse me. Still sick. I know I said that, but do we give this? I think we give this to Edmonds, honestly. Dodson's not a guy that I want to invest a bunch into. I'd rather invest into Bernard and have Bernard take that spot. But Bernard's kind of getting groomed to be the middle linebacker because Milano's obviously getting up there. 30 years old and injury prone, so there's also a good chance he misses a few games throughout the season. Oh, thank goodness it's Singletary and not, okay. Thank goodness it's Singletary and not, James Cook, because this would be much harder if it was James Cook. Okay. This is going fantastically. You want to talk about a physical mismatch? Look at the size of these two compared to each other. I mean, Edmonds is getting absolutely nothing from tackling this guy. This is not even remotely a challenge to him. Like, look at that. Look at how big. Just look at how much bigger Edmonds is. It's kind of insane, isn't it? I don't know. But Edmonds is also like a massive linebacker, too. He's not like an average sized linebacker. He is humongous. He's just a huge dude. Which makes his brother being not like a giant guy for safety kind of weird. Because his other brother's a fullback. Like, they got a linebacker brother, a safety brother, and a fullback brother. But I don't know if the fullback brother's still in the NFL. I don't think he is. I don't think he's made a roster in a bit. I don't know that he ever actually made, like, an official roster. I think he was only ever a practice squad guy. Oh, man. Come on. Yeah, Edmonds, he hits like a truck, but he also runs like a truck. It feels very cumbersome to get him to change direction. Oh, man. Oh my gosh, we're going to get another one. 300,000 points. That's pretty good. All right, so DBs, this is where it gets tricky. Because our top three corners are old. Tre'Davious White's 29, Stephon Gilmore's 33, and Taron Johnson is 28. And obviously our free safety is Benford, moved from corner because we needed a free safety who was better than what we would have had, which would have been like a 71. Is that what it would have been? It would have been 73, Dane Jackson. I believe Dane Jackson was the only safety that we had. Dane Jackson and Cole Bishop were the two safeties that we would have had. Dane Jackson's a 73 and 27 years old. I don't want to do that. And Cole Bishop technically is not even the starter at the other safety spot because Levi Wallace moved back to 75 at a 75, moved back at a 75 to take that spot from him. So I think I'm going to give DB battle to Benford and then red zone DB battle to Bishop. And then once we get into the season, develop Bishop and also Kyer Elam to be able to take one of these spots after the season. And both of these guys need to make the practice squad because there's a good chance at least one of them ends up making the roster, maybe both because of Darby and Gilmore. Darby might retire. Backups that I believe it's that backups 30 plus have a higher chance to retire than starters 30 plus. And also he's a low overall guy, so that's also increasing his odds of retiring. Obviously Gilmore's a higher overall and he's a starter, so he may not retire, but he very well may as well. It's 50-50 with him at this point at 33 years old. But Christian Bedford's going to get this one. Cole Bishop's going to get the red zone one, which should slot Cole Bishop to be the starter at strong safety. He should be able to overtake. What in the world? Why did he stop? Uh-oh. That's not good. That's really not good. We're going to restart. I can't get underneath it. Because I don't want to try to jump anything, because if it's not what I initially think it is, I get absolutely torched. Well, that's one. It's not a great one, but it's one. See, I didn't know if that was going to be a whip or if that was just going to be a slant. Not a whip, a zig. That's what it's called in game. There we go. That's one. Like if I just jump inside routes, okay. See that one I couldn't tell because he set it up to look like an outside route and he went in. Okay. See, also the camera angle makes me feel it. This camera angle definitely disorients me a little bit because it disorients me because I can't tell exactly how far away he is all the time. Like I can't tell if I'm in good position or too far away from it because like it's a wonky camera angle. And it makes a very short distance look longer than it is. Or no, it makes a very long distance look shorter than it is. That's what I meant. I spoke backwards there. Okay, we have to restart again. If we fail a couple more times, I'm going to switch to having a much slower individual be the receiver for this. Because this is hard. Well, that's one. Okay, he went out. I thought he was going to go in. The one-handed catch is not necessary there, Robert Woods. Man who can't crack the field anymore. Because he's old. And kind of slow. That should be a forced incompletion. That hit me. I overran it. That's lovely. And I'm going to switch the receiver to be whoever the slowest guy I can put there. Because, oh my gosh. Slot wide receiver. 89 speed. No, no, no. That's too fast. 84 speed Frank Gore Jr., who has 64 catching. This is what we want. That's who I want there. That makes this feasible. Are you kidding me? The short man just boxed me. Oh my gosh. That's brutal and kind of embarrassing. Okay, good. There we go. That's two. I'm sorry. I was right there. That should have been a pick. All right, one more win. All right, we got it. See how much easier that is? And maybe it's just because I'm playing way more aggressively, but to some extent I can play way more aggressively because if Frank Gore Jr. cuts out, I can keep up, I can recover. If Robert Woods cuts out, I'm cooked. I'm gone. There is no There's no recovering from that. All right, Cole Bishop. Okay. Okay, that's an awful start. Hey, he dropped it. I do think. Oh my gosh, I thought he was breaking out. He broke in, and that's a touchdown allowed. Okay. It's almost harder because he's got such bad route running that he just completely stops. So I don't really have an actual. There is no tell for which way he's going. That one I didn't even cause. He just dropped it. And the game gave him credit for the forced incompletion, but I definitely did not force that. That man just can't catch. I'm sorry. He. Okay, that's fine. I'd be more upset if it cost me the gold, but it didn't, so it doesn't matter. Alright, field goal accuracy, Chase McLaughlin, returning from wherever he went. Oh no, I forgot I did this. Hold on. We gotta go fix that. I don't like that meter. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really like it. There's a reason why I haven't used it. A classic Madden meter. There we go. Let's make sure everything else is correct. Because I'd kind of. Practice squad ceiling is off, which is good. Everything else seems fine. Alright. Now I can do it. Yeah, I don't like the new meter. It's weird. I don't like. It's not. I don't know. I don't know that I think it's not intuitive. I just don't like it. Just the the crotchety old man in me. Oh, I kind of sold there. Gotta wait for another cycle so it hits the target. Boop. I don't know exactly where to release it on the way down to get it on the way back up, but I know exactly where to release it on the way up to get it on the way down. So that's why I never release it when it's going down. I always wait till it's going back up. Alright, now to do fun kicks. Making it without actually aiming at it. Ha! I like doing kicks like that. See, sometimes the accuracy bit goes like really fast. I feel like it's not always consistent. I wonder if that's like an awareness thing or a kick accuracy rating thing that causes that. But I don't know. So Dustin Hopkins He's a special teams guy, kicker in real life. Obviously, he kicks for the Browns, but he's big enough. I moved him to punter. He's 6'2", so that's a long enough leg. Because obviously, Matt Ariza's got one of the biggest legs in the game. I think he has like 98 kick power, and he's 6'1". So mechanically, Hopkins would be able to do it. Ariza's going on the practice squad. Obviously, Hopkins is 33. We'll see what happens to him. Maybe he retires. Maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't, then Ariza just doesn't make the team. There's also a good chance I just cut Ariza anyway. Um, but yeah, we're giving this to Hopkins. We're not investing in the backup punter. Now, if Hopkins does retire, we probably won't make Hopkins or Ariza go on the practice squad just because there's other guys that I want to get on there. So there's not probably a spot for him there. However, we can always sign guys that are the Bills players out of free agency if we need to. Now, for this one, I've gone on record as saying I don't need gold. I just need silver. Silver is fine. Because getting gold in this is such a pain. Because it's not consistent. You never know what the kick is going to do. And because of that, it's not worth trying to get gold. Because sometimes it'll do that. And then other times it'll do what it did the play before where it hits and it checks up immediately right in the orange. Or it'll go in and it'll bounce from that spot that it hit, it'll just bounce straight out. Or it'll just roll right into the end zone. This is kind of a dangerous punt. I'm going to angle it a little bit more. All right. See, like we've got 2 shots left to make it to even silver. Because we're still in bronze. Yeah, made it to silver. That's good. Just kick this one out. It doesn't matter. Also, sometimes it just never even gives you the leg to make it a coffin corner in the first place, so you never have a chance. Which is really, really upsetting. But, oh well. Anyway, that's those taken care of. I'm going to do the practice. Hold on, I'm going to go depth chart, auto reorder, and then weekly strategy, player health, half pads, split, all the way down. Got to make sure nobody gets hurt in practice. Like, I would go full pads split, or like I would manage it in a way where, like, in certain positions only the starter would get it, in certain positions I only want the backup getting it. Like for, say, center, I don't need Jason Peters getting XP. He's never going to upgrade. So I would give it all to the backup. Um, but actually, you know what? Now that I'm reading how it works, that's interesting. I'm going to do a little bit of research before I make any complete decisions with that. But that is interesting what I just read on there. Get Khalil Shakir. This is fine. DB Battle Red Zone defense. Cole Bishop at it again. Going against Robert Woods again. Or no, for the first time. He didn't go against Robert Woods before. Only the other guy did. What's his name? I don't remember. Benford. Only Benford did before. Nice swat. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get through to get an interception. Why did I slow down like that? Hold on. That's just the game cheating. Because I just didn't move. I started sprinting to the direction he was going, and it didn't give me the option to run. He just kind of stood there. Alright, if we pick this off, we win. We picked it off, we win. I don't think we can lose. But we can certainly try. But yeah, and Epinesa is going to have to wait because I want to get these receivers trained up right. I need Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir to be my receivers. I can't be throwing to Zay Jones. Now, if this was a couple games ago, I'd be fine with Zay Jones because he wouldn't be 30 years old or 29 or whatever he is. But now he is 29 or 30 years old, so it's not ideal anymore. Gosh, the Chiefs are going to be fun to play as, though, when I get to that one. Because Xavier Worthy with 98 speed, Tyreek Hill with 99 speed, McCole Hardman with 96 speed. Like, there's so much speed at receiver. It is kind of insane. And you got Pacheco at running back, who's very good. Mahomes, who can make every throw. That's going to be a fun offense to use. The tackle spot's going to be a little bit iffy. And I don't remember if I made that team. I might have. I think I did. Because I think I'm all the way down to the Commanders. Commanders is the newest team that I've made. But I made that like almost a month ago at this point. So. Commanders are going to be a little bit funky. That's the first team where like there's a backup quarterback who's going to be like a developmental guy. And like with Fields and Williams, obviously I moved Fields to receiver. He played about as well as he could have at receiver for us. And obviously when I go back, I'll keep using him as a receiver because he's our wide receiver one. But with Caleb Williams and Justin Fields, the only reason I moved Fields to receiver was because he was so athletic. It was pointless to waste that by letting him sit as the backup quarterback. But he wasn't going to develop into being the starter ever because Caleb Williams was younger and already a higher overall. So there was no point in wasting anything investing in that. However, with Kirk Cousins and Jaden Daniels, when I made the roster, Daniels and Cousins, the gap was like 5 or 6 overall. It might be smaller by then. That might be a team where I definitely go in and adjust guys based on changes throughout the course of the season. That's definitely one where it's very possible that I do that. And through doing that, it might close the gap. Kirk Cousins might not be as high overall anymore. Jaden Daniels might be even higher overall. So that'll close the gap. But with that one, there's going to be situations where I'm going to switch them out and have Jaden Daniels, like if we're near the goal line and I want to run a read option, then I'm not going to have Kirk Cousins running read option. I'm going to throw Daniels in and have him do it, and then obviously switch him back when I want to use just regular offense stuff. So it's going to be one of those things where It's a little tricky, but we'll figure it out. But that's the first one that comes to mind as far as like situations where you got a young guy that you want to use and develop while you have an old guy that's out there. At 6'3" with 87 speed, how is he not just physical? I guess he has good enough route running to be considered slot, but we don't need it. Just keep being physical, bud. That's what we like. We want to get you a fast track to the field. Osiris Torrance with 2 upgrades. That's good. Hopefully he goes up. He did go up to a 70, so he's guaranteed left guard starter. Not like a weird situation where him and Ford are fighting over that spot. Tyree Jackson with 2 upgrades. Now, obviously, he converted to tight end in real life, but his throwing stats didn't change. So he's still going to be what he is at quarterback. Now, for some of the receiver types that might end up being third string quarterbacks, I may modify their accuracy to match their route running, but I also may not. I don't know. It just depends on how desperately they need to be the third string quarterback and how way out of, way not suited to do that they are. Plus, most of those guys are like low overall receivers, so their route running isn't great. So their accuracy when you slide it over also isn't great. But I kind of wish I had set the precedent for what I was going to do with, because the first one that I had to do any position changing from something else to quarterback was Tyree Jackson. So I kind of wish I had set a precedent with that where I was or wasn't going to do it, as opposed to just kind of winging it and eyeballing it, whether or not it's necessary. But, what are you going to do? I don't know. It's weird because some guys, I think it's because he was a quarterback in the NFL at one point. They didn't touch his throwing stats. They're still what they were. I think that's why he's still fine at quarterback. Whereas some of these guys that were quarterbacks in college, they come to the NFL and they convert to receiver and they never play quarterback in the NFL. So they never get, their throwing numbers are always just going to be bad. I think for those ones, I will move them to match the route running. Because, again, it's never going to be some monumental shift that changes whether or not he's a usable player. But it's just going to be little tweaks. Because, obviously, again, they're usually lower overall receivers. I never change a guy who would have made the team otherwise to be that quarterback. I always take a guy who would have either been a practice squad guy or not made the team flat out. That's what I do with the kicking and the punting thing, which we haven't gotten to a team where that was an issue yet. But once we do, you guys will know because suddenly the kicker and or punter will be not seeing the field very often. So Tyree Jackson overtakes the backup, which is what we want. He's much more close to Josh Allen than Jake Fromm is. They're very similar play styles. Cook is the starter. Fullback. I don't want Kincaid back there ever. Just throw Shorter there. And throw. Do they only have 3D tackles? Oh. This team only has 3D tackles? No, there's 4. Where's Dwayne Carter? Oh, that's where he disappeared. Because the game is broken. Alright. Let's see. Khalil Shakir goes up. Zay Jones is still there. Keon Coleman goes up. Unfortunately, not high enough, but he's still moving on up. So we're still going to have Zay Jones playing for a little bit. But we're working on it. We're working on getting Coleman up there. Dawson Knox, Dalton Kincaid. That's fine. Deion Dawkins. Osiris Torrance, you're the starter now. Cody Ford, take the backup seat. I thought that there was a practice squad type center. I guess not. Well, Nick Broker, you get to be the backup inside guy. And also, yeah, he's back up there. Alec Anderson, oh, I forgot about him. I didn't notice him actually. It's not that I forgot. I just didn't remember he was there. I don't remember any of the backups. Javon Solomon, Kingsley Jonathan. Let's see. This is all good. Once the season starts, I'm going to have Terrell Bernard be the backup at all three linebacker spots, but for now, it's just going to be backup linebacker as the other side, outside linebacker is the back. Well, I guess I can make Spector the backup, just because for the preseason, if somebody gets hurt, I can't have somebody playing both sides at linebacker. They can only play one. Don't need to touch this because I didn't obviously give anything to Elam yet. He'll be somebody we get developing as the season goes on. Alright, we'll throw Alex Austin there for now, just for the preseason. And we'll throw Daquan Hardy there for the preseason. That's fine. Kicker, obviously, is our kicker. Punter's our punter. Kick returner. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Kick returner. Marquise Goodwin, sure. For now, obviously, he's not going to make the team. I just want to make sure no starters are out there. Is Robert Woods a starter? He's not a starter anymore, so he's fine. Yeah, this involves 0 starters, so it's fine. This also involves 0 starters, so it's fine. Kickoff specialist. I don't know if that really even matters. Long snapper. This one's important. We really don't have any developmental linemen. I mean, closest one is Cedric Van Prangranger. So you can just throw Justin Shorter in there, and then you can have a backup guard in the other spot. It's fine. Who's faster between? Oh, it's definitely Cody Ford. Ike Botker's slow. But yeah, we'll throw Van Prangranger as the long snapper. I don't know. Maybe he becomes something for us. Maybe he doesn't. So Singletary's not a very high overall third down back, which is interesting. I don't know. I suppose we'll just keep Singletary as like a guy we can sub in if we need to. I might turn up how often we auto sub running backs, just so that way he does get in if need be, more often than not. Oh wait, I'll do that later. Dalton Kincaid, when we get into the season, will be the backup slot guy until he overtakes Dawson Knox. Once he does take Dawson Knox's job, then Dawson Knox will maybe be the backup slot guy. But we'll see. Rushing right end should be AJ Epinesa. I don't know why it wouldn't be. And then we'll throw Kingsley Jonathan there. Rushing D tackle, obviously the D tackles. Dwayne Carter is one that I hope develops into something. He's not going to overtake Harrison Phillips this season, but maybe in a season or two. Matt Milano, Tyrell Dodson, Tremaine Edmonds. Terrell Bernard it's a shame he's not faster because I would have absolutely moved him to safety if he was, but he's got 86 speed, and that's kind of not good for a DB. So we're not moving him. Rod Johnson. I don't want a safety as one of our slot guys. Actually, you know what? That's fine. He can be a backup slot guy because he's the free safety, so it gives him something he can do potentially. And obviously, the practice squad's empty. So now that that's all sorted, let's go in and look at a just lineup, and I'll walk through the team. So at quarterback, obviously Josh Allen, really good. Hold on, I'm gonna go through his abilities real quick. Run and gun, not. Fast break is pointless. I don't like fast break. It doesn't do anything. Long range Deadeye is really good though. And quick draw. I'm gonna go gutsy scrambler instead of quick draw because he's just immune to the effect of pressure because he just launches it anyway. So yeah, Josh Allen, pretty good at football. I don't know if you guys know that, but yeah, real good at football. Running back, we got James Cook. Singletary will be backing him up, and our power back is Zach Moss. Ray Davis, a developmental guy, we'll have him in the wings, growing as we go. Our initial starting receiving core is Gabe Davis, Zay Jones, and Khalil Shakir. We're working on getting Keon Coleman to be in this starting lineup with Shakir, hopefully overtaking that wide receiver 2 spot. If Zay Jones doesn't get an upgrade point at any point, we're fine. How close is he? He is really close, so we're probably not fine. There's a chance Zay Jones plays for a lot longer than I want him to, but we'll deal with that when we deal with that. Offensive line, Deion Dawkins at left tackle, Cyrus Torrance at left guard, Jason Peters, the old man, playing center, Wyatt Teller at right guard, and Spencer Brown at right tackle. Wyatt Teller better have Puller Elite. Post up is awful. There's no point in that. And we can give him screen protector. He's really good on screens. Let's see. So that's the offense. Dawson Knox currently the starting tight end. Dalton Kincaid right behind him at 79. And then Justin Shorter, a converted receiver, in a developmental spot behind those two. Starting defense, we're a 4-3. Epinesa at right end, Rousseau at left end, Ed Oliver and Harrison Phillips in the middle, Dwayne Carter in the wings, developing under Phillips. And Oliver hopefully overtakes Phillips' spot next season, but that doesn't matter right now. Christian Benford's our starting free safety, backed up by Dean Jackson, I believe. Cole Bishop, our starting strong safety, with Levi Wallace right behind him. Obviously, corner, Tre'Davious White, Stephon Gilmore, and then our slot guy, Taron Johnson, with Ronald Darby and Khalil Elam behind them. Trey Edmonds, our starting left outside linebacker, starting right outside linebacker, Terrell Dodson. Starting middle linebacker is Matt Milano, who momentum shift, I don't know if that's great for him. I feel like he's more of a mind reader type guy. Under pressure doesn't make any sense for him, but Stonewall makes a lot of sense for him. Run stopper, out my way. Closer doesn't make any remote sense for a linebacker. But, you know, it does make sense for a guy like him. Probably mid-zone KO. Because he's not some monster athlete. He's just really smart and really technically sound. If you ever watch him, he's just very intelligent in the way that he plays, which, you know, unfortunate, but it's the case. Gosh, this is not good for Tre'Davious White at all. Flat zone KO, deep out zone KO, and honestly, with how maybe I don't know, it's weird because he's been out for a while. He's only been playing recently a little bit, so it's hard to tell what he still has left. We'll just go short route KO, but when we can, we'll go to if he does get that upgrade to 90, we'll go one step ahead. If not, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he's very much a zone corner. Let's see. Stephon Gilmore, on the other hand, is very much a man corner. So we can go on the ball. And I don't think he really makes acrobatic plays anymore. Outside shade and inside shade. That works. I don't know. It's weird because the abilities never really, when you watch what's going on, never really line up with how the players actually play. Universal coverage again works way better in shutdown. He's not a man-to-man corner. Like, I know it says he's man-to-man, and if he does get upgrades, he'll go up in man-to-man because that's the art, that's the scheme. But if you watch him play, he's very much a zone corner. Like, zone is his thing. He's really good at it, and it's what he gets used at more often than not anyway. It's definitely what I'm going to use him as, because we do a lot of cover 3 and 4 and 2. But anyway, our punter Dustin Hopkins, kicker's Chase McLaughlin, is it Spencer? No, it's Cedric Van Pran Granger is our long snapper. And then McLaughlin, kickoff specialist. Marquise Goodwin, our return guy, with Raheem Blackshear as the partner for him in kick return for now. We'll see who it ends up being once we make roster cuts. Obviously, Marquise Goodwin is at risk of not making the team as well, so we'll see where that ends up. But for now, it's Goodwin and it's Blackshear as kick returners and Goodwin as the punt returner. Specialist James Cook is going to be our third down back, as well as our starter, Zach Moss, power back, with Singletary behind both of them. Very serviceable in case of injury. And then Ray Davis, obviously developing as that power back. Khalil Shakir is our slot guy. Teron Johnson's our slot corner. Epinesa and Rousseau are the rush ends on top of being the starting ends. Ed Oliver and Harrison Phillips, obviously still the rush D tackles. And then our sub linebackers, Milano, Edmonds, and then Dodson behind those two. So, yeah, pretty good team. What is it? 84 overall. I don't think that does it justice. 87 overall defense. That's insane. That's like a really, really, really good defense. So, yeah, let's play the preseason. Obviously, first preseason game, I'm only going to play the first quarter. And as we go on, I will play more and more because I'll play as long as the starters are in. Once the starters get subbed out, I'm going to take myself out. But I'm going to mute because my throat hurts now from being sick.
Welcome
so,
to
bye.
Week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Bears and the Bills. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
It's a fresh start for both of these clubs. Here we go, week 1 of the NFL preseason. Velus Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Bears come out with their quarterback, Caleb Williams. All of Chicago hoping this is the man who can finally answer that long search for a franchise quarterback for the Bears. He won the Heisman. He's the #1 overall pick in this past year's draft.
These preseason games, Mike, they could be a little bit tricky for so many guys on the roster. It's just check the box. It's one more step to getting to the regular season. But for these young quarterbacks, you just can't place enough value on how important these game reps are. And here for a young quarterback who's looking to prove his worth to potentially being the starting quarterback week 1, how does he command the huddle? How does he manage a game-like atmosphere? Until you put him under the bright lights, you just don't know the answers to the questions.
On second down, it's Williams. Brought in by the tight end, Cole Kmet. It's a good pickup on second down, but there is a flag down, and this one might not stand up.
Automatic first down.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. From the shotgun, it's Williams. Pass is caught. That's DJ Moore. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Let's go now. Check, Panther.
Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's to the #9 overall pick, Rome Odunze. And he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the 1st down marker.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Alert! Alert! Unlock line! Hey! Check that!
On the give, here's Swift. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up 3rd down.
Here we go, set!
On 3rd down, it's Williams from the gun. And this is going to be incomplete. That's great work to get in there and make things difficult defensively, setting up a 4th down.
Roll! Reload!
Santos's kick is good. And the Bears will take a 3-0 lead. 3 points on that opening drive. We'll see the response as the kick's away. This is fielded inside the 5. And the kicking team right there, stopping him before he can get to the 15-yard line. So out come the Bills and the face of the franchise, 28-year-old Josh Allen. Year 7 already with Buffalo. The last 4 years, over 4,000 passing yards in each. The man who makes this team go.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, to that young guy who's putting an NFL helmet on for the very first time running out of that tunnel, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
Look out!
He'll try and run here with Cook. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line.
Look out!
So now they'll throw. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Allen to his tight end Kincaid, and the Bills have a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook, and that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
What is that?
From the gun, it's Allen. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And the Bills are going to have a 1st and goal. He'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
What is that?
Here's Cook to the 5-yard line. Here now, 2nd down and goal.
What is that?
Allen will throw. And that will be incomplete. They could not hook up on what will be the final play.
All right. Kind of upset we didn't get to score there, but that doesn't matter. It's preseason.
So the Bills
Hey, we won.
It's a win.
All right, cool. Again, preseason. I don't play once the backups are in. I don't feel like getting upset over games that literally do not matter. So, hey, Cole Bishop with an upgrade. That's good. That helps. He does not actually go up in real overall, but all right, that's fine. Nobody hurt or anything. That's good. Jump to next week. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of scenario stuff. And only one. The offensive coordinator. What does he want? Ready for the press conference this week. Position battles. Where is there a position battle at? Next question. Who are they asking about? Strong safety. Most tackles. Sure. So we'll see who ends up with the most tackles. We'll say that they're going to be the starter. And then if they end up not having should have been the starter, then oh well. I mean, either way, Cole Bishop's going to be a starter. Oops, I did the wrong one. Should have done red zone. I don't know why I did full field. Red zone's easier. It wasn't easier in last game, but in this game it is because red zone, neither of them show you the route that the receiver's running. So the one where there's less field to work with, and also the one where you can still recover and make a tackle potentially, is very much the easier one. There was no need to go up with only one hand there, buddy. You could have gone up with both hands and also made the interception. You did that just to show off. Why did he... Okay, see, that one upsets me greatly because why did he, like... He was running a whip, but he just chose not to. I'm convinced sometimes they don't know what route they're running until after they see where you go. Especially with like those slants into zigs. I feel like sometimes they'll run the zig if you overbite on the slant, and then they'll run the slant if you hang out waiting for the zig. I know it doesn't actually work like that, but it feels like it works like that sometimes. Like it doesn't want you to anticipate what route they're going to run, it just wants you to try and cover everything all at the same time, which is both not possible and not fun. I mean, the AI can't even cover a guy running a route, and this is just, I'm just running an out route. Or like a really slow zig. I'm sorry. We have to restart. We're not going to get to 10,000. Why did my man Mr. Allen miss that throw? Oh my gosh, my throat hurts. This whole sinus infection thing can be done with, and that'd be really great. I guess I could go to the doctor and get medicine, and that'd be done real fast. You know, go through a round of antibiotics, have it clear up, and boom, no longer a problem. But that would require me to go to the doctor. And I don't feel like doing that. Alright, Coleman. You've done it again. Yeah, upon looking at it, there's actually kind of a lot of guys on this team that are more so developmental pieces that I wish I could focus train all at the same time, but obviously I can only do 3. And the 2 receivers I feel are very important to me to getting them out there because I don't want Zay Jones out there. And the safety is very important as well. However, Shakir should hit 80 relatively quickly, I'd imagine. He's obviously one of the higher over guys to begin with. But also, man, 8-minute quarters fly by when you're not really paying attention. Like, we didn't even get a full 2 drives. Oh, hold on. All right, Steelers time now. I'm going to mute myself again for the game. Obviously, my throat hurt a second ago. It's not suddenly better. But, yep. Second preseason game.
It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test.
Here's the former Illini kicker Chase McLaughlin to get us started. And with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So the new-look Steelers offense headed out for their first drive, led by a man in his 13th NFL season now. First as a Steeler, Russell Wilson.
After a tough couple of years in Denver, Wilson finally gets his fresh start, and he's certainly hoping to make the most of it. Truthfully, though, it's been tough sledding ever since being traded from Seattle a few years back, but he still has the talent and tools to make this next chapter a positive one.
Now they fake the jet sweep there and a run instead with Harris. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun. Here's Wilson. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Trying to pick and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 23. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Well, the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And in this league, there are many quarterbacks who have their most success running the ball, while there are others who have big arms. There aren't too many guys who can do both, and at the end of many games, this guy leads his team not just in passing, but in rushing as well.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
And he is down at the 48, a pickup of 4 that started at one 48-yard line and ended at the other. 2nd down and 6 now. Here's Allen to throw it. And complete right side to Cook. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right. And after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
To the air, Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. He's got room to roam. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Motion man is Shakir. They'll get it forward to him on the touch pass. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. Khalil Shakir from 6 yards away. And the Bills put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Escapes the defender. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Again, it's Harris on second down. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
Here's Wilson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Steelers first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago. So a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there. And they get the first down.
Jet sweep. Here's Pickens with it. Oh, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Pick made by Terrell Bernard. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running lanes out of passing sets? And if so, it's going to be a long day for the defense.
And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one. He got 29 yards that time. Throwing now is Allen. Flushed out right. This is caught. Touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Bills lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast. The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. McLaughlin now to kick this one away. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And out across midfield down to the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Bills offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Now Allen. Working the middle here, that's complete to Knox, the tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
They'll try and run for this with Moss. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Allen going to throw. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle, no mental.
Laying out is Davis, and he's got the football. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. Again, they'll throw with Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Option play. Here's Cook. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen, a 23-yard run. And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 21-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. And Pittsburgh getting... I feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here...
And he works free. He's still on his feet, and he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now it's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And the Bills are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in week 2 right now. It's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we?
Yeah.
Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules...
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way up near midfield. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. On play action, Allen. Now he fires deep for Shakir. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Allen to throw once more. Escaping the pressure right. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. It's picked by the linebacker, T.J. Watt. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Allen now looks to throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The way he's been slinging it in the first half, you expect everything he throws to go for a touchdown, but I guess he's going to have to wait to try and pick up that third, isn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had him for a second, but you're right, 56, not to 56. Be. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Oh, the turnover fest continues. Here's another interception. Marcus Jones picks it, and the Steelers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. After the interception, here's Wilson.
That's going to be caught by Pickens.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now a 2nd and 2.
Wilson.
Finding Pickens for another catch.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wilson. Being chased out left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down. Now Wilson. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. On 4th down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play.
Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through.
So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all.
Boy, those 2 picks were rough, huh? They were very much not what I wanted to happen on those plays. The first one, I just didn't think Watt would be able to get there. I'm gonna be honest. I just thought I'd be able to throw it and he wouldn't break off on it fast enough. But unfortunately, he did. The second one, that one was just, I thought the receiver was going to break in sooner, and I tried to lead him inside, but instead the DB decided to complete 180 from where he was going and dive on the inside out of the blue. So that's interesting that he chose to do that. But, ooh, hold on. Let me look at the stats. Let's see how many tackles Cole Bishop has. Not very many, I don't think. Levi Wallace has more tackles than him. Like a lot more. So Levi Wallace is going to have to be the starter for the first game of the season at this rate. I mean, we'll check after the game's over. And obviously, Cole Bishop's going to play a lot more in this game. And hopefully he gets some tackles. But if he doesn't, unfortunately, I'm going to have him be the backup for week 1. And actually, I don't even know if there's any punishment for not starting the guy who supposedly won the battle. So actually, Cole Bishop's had some, like, just like that. He's had some tackles that he's just not made. Like the one big play by George Pickens that definitely should not have happened. That one, he missed a tackle on that one. What was that? What was that? That was not animation-based tackling, Madden. That was not physics-based tackling, Madden. That was animation-based tackling, because you did not give me an animation to make the tackle, at least not on the receiver. We still got gold, so it didn't matter, but it's still frustrating. Because now they're touting that it's physics-based tackling, but, like, no, it's not. It's very much still animation-based. I don't know if you saw the game. If it was physics-based, then every interaction would have something that it would cause, you know? But it's not. It's animation-based. So sometimes one guy just doesn't have an animation triggered, so he just doesn't at all react to what's going on, and he just keeps going, and nothing happens to him. Now, I'm not going to do cuts today. I'm just going to get through the 3 games and sim the next week. And then that'll be it for today. Just because I don't feel like doing the cuts today. I'm running kind of low on time and I need lunch. So after this, I'm going to play the last game and then get out of here. But tomorrow, I should be on a little bit earlier. So I should be not in any way on a time crunch. And so that'll mean more time. We'll get through cuts. And part of the reason why I didn't start this sooner, it's a little bit twofold. One, I don't know that I really like the idea of starting one of these without it being, with non-commentary. I don't know that that's a great way to start one of these. Because obviously I got to talk through the team. And, when it comes to certain spots, I got to explain my thought process, especially with, like, the off-season stuff, the training camp. I kind of have to... I feel like I should share my reasoning for, who gets what, and then when it comes to the initial focus training, who gets what obviously should be something that I can, explain. And then, especially with cuts, too, that's another thing that I don't feel like I should do without having commentary. But like once we get into the season, then I can do commentary whenever I have to, just because. I mean, once we're going, everybody knows what's going on as long as you watch the first bit. So, yeah, nice and simple. And also, PlayStation Network has been all kinds of funky over the weekend. I was actually slightly worried it wasn't going to work today because it was spotty yesterday too, whether or not it was going to work. So I'm glad it's working today though, because if it wasn't, then that would cause a little bit of an issue here right now. Oh my gosh. It's like the tail end of the sinus infection, where you feel it going away, but the symptoms are still there. So it's still a little bit rough. But yeah, on to the Panthers, who are a bad team. So that should bode very well for us. Custom 4-3.
The third and final week of the preseason.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself because, again, throat hurts. So, see y'all after the game.
And we are underway in Buffalo. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Panthers head out for their initial drive, and at the helm is their second-year quarterback now, the #1 overall pick from 2023, Bryce Young.
And he's certainly coming off a very tough rookie campaign, but he showed flashes of why he was the #1 overall pick. Now starting over in year 2 with a brand new coaching staff, I expect Bryce Young to show the world his talents in full.
Young wasting no time, right to the air. Got a man, that's Leggett. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Now Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. Young. That one complete to Leggett. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory. Down at the 33. A former Oklahoma State Cowboy. It's Chuba Hubbard. Down to about the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Looking to throw, Young. He'll find the former Steeler, Deontay Johnson. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 20-yard line. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Off the play fake, Young. Again, it's Johnson. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Johnson, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Panthers have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
Here's a 2nd and 8. To the air, Allen on the move to his left. Completes it to Davis. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Up the middle, it's Cook. To the 43, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
They run it again with Cook. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
And he is going to have a Bills first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1. From midfield, here's Allen. And this one is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Allen out to his left. Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a marker for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Young going to give to Brooks. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. We were just talking about him pregame. 3 tackles for a loss. Last week you thought he looked so explosive on film. Starting off good there. Another one in the first quarter.
He's every bit of what you described, and I don't want to make it too simplistic, but right now for
Panther football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Here we go. Ready?
Throwing. Young. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense?
Uses the spin. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football certainly paramount right now. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way down to the 9. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bills shaken up on the play. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now a give running right. It's Cook. And he is going to lose yardage here. It was Jadeveon Clowney who got upfield for the stop.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Looking middle, and that's complete. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
You can already start to hear this crowd. They're saying, go for it.
Yeah, have we ever been at a game where you've heard the crowd go, field goal, field goal?
No, I have not. That's a good point.
Yeah, they always want to go for it, and I think they've got the right idea right now. The way they've moved the ball in this drive, I wouldn't stop that momentum. Go get it.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Panthers defense able to deliver the goal line stand.
Ready.
And they'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
This ball taken in here by Brooks.
And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. A run out of the gun with Brooks. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Young to throw it. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Young off the play fake. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Charles, we get a look there at the draft class for this offense. What do you make of it?
Well, overall, I like the balance of the guys that they selected because, to me, they got a few guys who can step in and play right away, which is exactly what you want. But they also drafted for the future as well. They've got some guys who might need a year or two on the practice squad, so then we'll find out if they can actually play.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Young now.
Adam Thielen, back-to-back catches. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. They'll run straight ahead with Brooks.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To throw, Young. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Young. That is caught. Dances by him. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Now Young.
They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Ha!
Now here's Young.
They'll run the screen with Hubbard.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Ready? Go!
Hubbard is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
The Bills going to take over now late in this first half. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something. Being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime.
What's that?
To throw, it's Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. Finding space at the 40. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
What is that?
Now Allen. Buying time to his left. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Allen to throw it. Shakir holds it in. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Second and a couple.
What's that?
Allen going to throw. And this is Cook with a grab. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Look out.
Now Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the second quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the third quarter, if not all the way through it.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the third quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there.
And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bills are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The PAT good. It would draw him closer, but hold on just a second. A flag is down on the field. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason.
Looks like somebody's ready to begin the regular season, skipping over halftime here in the final game of the preseason. Third quarter, here we go.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And Charles, some things to like about that first half, ultimately trailing here, but certainly this deficit is manageable. So curious to see what adjustments they may have made at intermission.
As am I, because I think things bode well for a possible comeback, because I thought a lot of their best reps in the first half came through the passing game. They were hitting the open receivers, taking whatever the coverage gave them and making it work well for themselves. Now, they just want to pick up the pace of scoring a little bit. So I expect them to come out and continue to throw the ball effectively.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Josh Allen, very athletic at 6'5", showing the versatility, picking up the first on the scramble.
What's that?
Looking to throw. Allen. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Allen now looks to throw. That is complete downfield to Knox. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21. From the 21, here's a 2nd down and 4. Again, it's Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. 3rd down, here's a run by Moss. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this 3rd quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the 2nd half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the 3rd quarter like you would a regular.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Zach Moss taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Bills are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And we are tied at 14. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. Pushing his way through. Oh, and some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason, you're playing pretty basic stuff, pretty vanilla defenses. You're looking for guys that play with abandon, that just go out and make plays and kind of let their athletic ability take over in order for you to notice them.
In motion, the tight end. The play fake. Now Young. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there.
No surprise to see his sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity. And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the 2nd half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Young. And incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
Let's go now.
Now Young. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I think everyone in the stadium saw that big hit coming.
And I, as a former defensive back, have to admit I'm a little disappointed. He actually was able to hold on to the ball. He brought the lumber on that play. Give my man a whole lot of credit for taking the hit and possessing the football.
And picking up the first down. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Eluding the pressure. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ed Oliver, that time the one to get in there and bring him down. 9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Young to throw it. And he will slide down with a good gain. Able to pick up a dozen yards there on the scramble, but not enough. 4th down. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 10. 3 quarters in the books. Back now in Buffalo. Well, this ball game was close throughout. Remember, it was neck and neck at intermission, neck and neck at the end. But a great job to come in here in a tough environment, Charles.
That fumble by Allen when I tried to slide and the game just said no, and then the drop by Gabe Davis in the end zone, those cost us the game. Again, preseason, don't want to get too worked up over it. You know, not putting too much stock into it. Obviously, we're still the better team. I mean, that stretch in that third quarter really showed we were very much the better team. And then also, Mind Reader's a fantastic ability, and I love it, and it's my favorite ability in the game. And I really, really, really want to keep using it with Matt Milano, so I really hope he stays healthy. All right, let's look at the stats and awards. Individual stats. Did Cole Bishop end up with more tackles? Nope, Levi Wallace ended up with more tackles. Cole Bishop still only has 3 total tackles. So I guess we're going to have to tell the media that Levi Wallace won the job. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. Position battle. Levi Wallace, technically. Alright, that's fun. I'll do the media interview later. But I don't think it might have immediately shifted who's where. I hope it didn't. It didn't. And also Levi Wallace is still the backup, and it's not going to force me to start him. So that's funny. It doesn't actually force you to stay to your word. As long as you say the right thing, it gives you the boost. It doesn't actually matter if you put the who, what there. Wait a minute. Did I change the trade difficulty setting back down to normal? Yes, I did. Okay. I was going to say, it just seems like there's been a lot of trades so far with the Algier trade going through, apparently. And Amani Hooker also getting traded. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright. No, that was a bad clap. Hold on. Alright. That was still... Hold on. Alright. We're going to call it for now. I will be back tomorrow to do cuts and to get into the regular season. But, yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye.